my fellow demons, angels, mortals, and of course, awesome otherworldly beings. We're back at it again with another video. This time, it is another speed paint. Although I'm doing things a bit differently, I'm going to be talking over the speed paint instead of having music behind it or playing throughout it. The reason behind this is I thought I'd finally do a get to know the OCs or personas type of thing. And I thought, what other time to do it than over the recording of when I drew all of my OCs? Personas. If I drew all of my OCs, this would be probably 12 parts and not 3. But I do have a picture of that. It's like 40-some OCs, and it's a bit outdated, sadly. But I have no idea how I'm going to do this. You know, first time, no script, who cares? I have a layout and 7 minutes to talk about each character. Although, like I said, this is split into 3 parts, so it is 15 minutes long, 7.5 minutes for each character. So, as you can see, or well, you will see, hopefully, if I put it in the description, this one is about Emma and Kinyara, my 2 first personas, and probably one of my favorites. Not the ones I'm most comfortable with, and I've definitely grown out of using them as, I guess in a sense, identifying myself with. But they were amazing as they lasted. So, starting with Emma, you know, right to left. Left to right, sorry. I have a mini template, and we're gonna go off that, and hope to God my rambling keeps me sane enough. So, of course, as you all know, Emma. Her name is Emma. I think, canonically, her last name was Richards. It's based off my mom's name, but I sadly do not go with my mom's name. She started off as 15 years old in the very beginning rights of the books. And I think I ended up changing her to 17, and Star was 16. Her age, yeah, I just did that. Occupation. She doesn't really have an occupation. She is a high school student in a very messed up high school life. There's a lot going on with her, and a lot I tried to express with her being my persona. She was mostly my trauma dump. She was there to take all of the bullshit chaos that I had to deal with in my life at the time. You know, bullying and, the midst of chaos between going from elementary school to junior high school. It was scary, and yay, bullies stayed along with me the whole time. So, she was my trauma dump. She had a lot going on all of the time, and, you know, she's scarred for life, but we love it. Who doesn't love a scarred for life persona? Adds drama, of course. So the storyline for her started off as her starting a new school year, you know, like every other kid would. Having a great time, her sister to bring her along and make her happy, trying to keep her sane as she struggles to fight off this demon side of her. You know what, we're gonna full-on dump on why these beings are who they are. So Emma was represented as a demon for the sense of, I think I had anger issues growing up, or I just had a really bad problem with being able to control my anger towards the bullying that was going on. So I felt myself get angry too much, and at stupid reasons. So I kind of decided, you know what, if anything's or anyone's gonna get as angry as I do, it's gonna be a demon. So Emma was born. A demon. This trait actually carries on to Kinyara as well, but we'll get to that. Emma had a hard time controlling her demon side while keeping it secret in a world that demons were still looked down upon, as they kind of are still now. She lived trying to control this demon side of her and still be okay making friends and being a good person, trying to show that not all demons were bad. Eventually, things got weird. She ends up getting hunted by other classmates for finding out that she was a demon. And then ended up getting hunted down by some of her own friends. This, in an over-exaggeration, was kind of what happened to me. Bullies found out I had anger issues and used that to their advantage, and one of my friends and me had a massive, I wouldn't say a massive fight. It was more of a really bad time that kind of ended our friendship. It was on thin ice to begin with. She was a popular girl, I was a nerdy, quiet kid. Her life was a lot for me to even try and deal with, and we were growing apart for a while. Eventually she ended up breaking my tablet, and me being an animating nerd at the time, with the tablet holding what I would probably treasure as one of my most favorite animations that no one will ever see again or see to begin with, because it was on my previous YouTube channel, the one I completely butchered to make this one, because I didn't like that past me, and I loved this persona me, because she was able to deal with everything that was happening, instead of not being able to. So yeah, she was betrayed by friends. The names are mixed up to, like, save people from, in a sense, finding out or knowing, and then she had other friends and then enemies and then other demons coming to attack her for being a good demon, being someone who she shouldn't be. Eventually she found another friend who was much like her, and they were able to get along despite differences, growing to just accept who she is. And that was pretty much the basis of it, is at the end of the books, she was able to accept who she was. She just had a lot of trauma to go along with it. Whew, I'm running out of breath. But thankfully, we are about halfway, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So Kinyara. Her last name is okay. For starters, and for a quick explanation, her whole family started with K's. Her sister's name was Kirlia. Her kid's name was Kinyara. Kinyara's kids' name were Kiriyami, Kinoma, and Kyrene. Not in order, Kyrene's the middle child. But they were pretty much named all with the letter K. If you make a joke, I'm going to stab you. But her last name was Kiwi. I love kiwis. They're great. So her last name, or her name is Kinyara Kiwi. I don't think I gave any of my characters a middle name. Her age was a bit messy. She was a demon dragon, with her demon side kind of hidden, and again, another character I trauma dumped, but mostly on the backstory. Her parents were chaotic. Her mother was queen at the time, and it was just very difficult for her, and eventually her sister and her both ended up killing her parents. No, that is not what happened in real life. It is a fictional story because I needed to give my characters lore. So they ended up killing their parents. Kinyara was completely against it and ended up resenting her sister. Her sister ended up going crazy, but we're talking about Kinyara, not Kirlia. Sorry, I heard Luna getting into things. Don't worry, once I do a face reveal, you'll all see Luna. But anyway, so Kinyara went on trying to live her life as is, and just trying to live as a normal demon. Her father locked away her dragon side because her mother was more dragon than demon, and her father vice versa. She ended up going to the school, as some of you may know, Robloxian High School. It is where everything started with this persona. It was a great time. It was a great, just lesson of life to just get out there with this persona and be able to make friends online while still sticking to something that felt realistic to me. So that was Kinyara. She was there. She was trying to fit in, but with her demon side and her dragon side being corrupted or hidden beneath her, she was uncontrollable. Anger issues. Other than the various many health defects I had given her, which was, she had a fainting problem, which, I don't know, is just really fun. She's just, every now and then, just, whoop, pass out. And, like, I know it could be a very big problem. I don't know if it's real or not. You know, it just exists. But she lived, she made friends, she made enemies, a lot of enemies. But she made family, and that's what mattered. She ended up actually trying to resurrect her mother and resurrected her father instead, and that was a whole episode of chaos, but for the people who know how that went down, that's the people who will stay knowing. She ended up finding her true love after many futile attempts, as I will put it. The storyline between her finding her love and her first crush in this school setting is really funny, because she was crushing on this one person. We're gonna call him E. And, like, crushing hard, and he would show no reciprocation. So, eventually, she got tired. She was like, you know what? No, I won't love you anymore. I found someone better. And you know what happened when she found someone better? E decided to go crazy and try and murder her. It was great. And once, we're gonna call this next person A. Not the new love of her life, but another person, who apparently Kinyara had no idea loved her. A decided to kill her as well. And I was really confused. It's like, you were the villain in most of this. Why are you doing this? Best jump scare of my life happened with him. But eventually, she found her true love. His name was Keto. You may know where this is going if you tune into most of my streams. But eventually, they ended up graduating from this messed up high school that is probably more like a college, and ended up growing old with Keto. They had 3 kids, lots of chaos happened, and eventually, I don't know. Long story short, they grow old together, they got married, and it was the sweetest proposal ever. I have it somewhere, and, like, it's cringy now, because, like, you know, it's teenagers being teenagers. But he proposed on the dock of this game, like, overlooking the ocean, and it is the sweetest thing I'll ever think of. It is just beautiful in my mind. So Kinyara grew old with Keto, and eventually, after the roleplay died, I kind of just lost the connection I had with this character. But I guess why I created them? Again, trauma dump. But it was more of something that wasn't connected to books, and was there so I could just be okay. And I guess in a sense, the whole roleplay that was there was a trauma dump. But I'm really glad that the stuff that happened between everyone in that roleplay, I'm glad everything happened, because I made some great friends, and I was able to get through a lot of hard times by absolutely messing with the storyline of Kinyara. So instead of giving in to all the hard times that I had in school, I instead got to be a corrupted brat, go crazy, and, you know, cause some awesome drama as a dragon princess, or a dragon queen. Eventually her sister takes on the role of queen, but she is still a dragon queen. But, as you'll see, the next 2 beings I will be discussing is Rosalind and Dawn. I won't be discussing the middle person, you know, I won't be discussing my whole life story, as it's going to be told throughout everything else. So, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I know it's coming to an end. Stay tuned for the next 2. Bye, everyone!